on day 3, and everything in my kitchen looked like a snack. Your brain is bargaining for just one slice, one bite, one taste. It is not you being weak. It is chemistry, and it passes. Day 4 comes. Day 3 hits differently than day 1 and day 2. And if you're on this protocol, you already know what I mean. The initial motivation from the first day has faded. The physical symptoms have peaked, and the finish line is not visible yet. Your brain starts bargaining with you, and it will tell you anything to get what it wants. Just one slice of bread will not hurt. You can start again tomorrow. The diet will still be there next week. These thoughts feel real, but they're coming from chemistry, not wisdom. And most people quit right here. And I want you to hear this because it matters. They don't quit because they're weak or because they don't have enough willpower. They quit because the chemistry is working against them at exactly the moment when the initial excitement wears off and the adaptation has not kicked in yet. The mental fog makes everything feel worse than it is. Your thoughts sound convincing in a way that they should not. And you sit there thinking that something's wrong with you, when really the only thing wrong is that you're hungry and tired, and your body's screaming for easy energy. I've been there. I quit diet on day 3 more times than I can count. And every single time I thought it was me failing. It was not me failing. It was just day 3 being day 3. The wall is real, and it is not your fault. So, here is what is actually happening in your body. And once you see it, the whole thing makes more sense. When you go an extreme caloric restriction, like the rapid fat loss protocol, your body burns through its glycogen stores within the first couple of days. Glycogen is just stored carbs, and it holds water with it. When the glycogen drops, the water drops with it, and your electrolytes shift in ways that your body notices. This transition period has been nicknamed the keto flu. Even if you're not technically doing keto, because the symptoms are similar, like headache, fatigue, brain fog, irritability, trouble sleeping, muscle cramps. All it comes from your body trying to figure out how to run on fat instead of carbs. The research from multiple health sources shows that these symptoms peak somewhere between 24 and 72 hours after you cut the carbs. And that is day 3. That is why it is always day 3. Your glycogen is gone, Your fat adaptation has not fully kicked in yet, and your brain is running on fumes. The hunger you feel is not just your stomach being empty. Your brain is literally screaming for easy energy, because that is what it prefers to run on. It does not understand that you're trying to lose fat. It just knows that something changed and it wants the old fuel back. This is also why sleep gets disrupted during this time. Your body is working hard to adapt, and that can show up as more wakefulness at night, weird dreams, and not feeling rested in the morning, even if you slept long enough. The discomfort is real, and it is physiological. You're not broken. You're just in the hard part of the transition. But it does get better. And I need to tell you something, because I've lived through this multiple times now. Day 4 is usually the turning point. It is not magical. You don't wake up on day 4 feeling amazing, but you notice a shift. And it is noticeable enough that you keep going. By day 5 or 6, most people report that the mental fog clears up, the hunger decreases, and the irritability fades. Your body has figured out how to run on fat more efficiently, and the worst of the transition is behind you. The first cycle of this protocol is always the hardest, because you don't know what's coming next. You don't know that day 3 is a wall, or that it passes. You just feel terrible, and you think it will always feel this way. And that is not true. Subsequent cycles are always easier, because you know what to expect. The discomfort looks like failure, but really it's the protocol working. Your body is changing, and change is uncomfortable by definition. I think that is why the first cycle is so hard, because I do not have the proof yet that it gets better. One thing I noticed after the first time is that the scale weight drops a lot in the first few days. And that is mostly water weight. The actual fat loss takes a bit longer to show up on the scale, but the mirror and how you feel start to improve once the fog clears. Don't confuse the feeling with the result. You can feel terrible and still be making progress. And let me give you some mental reframes that helped me get through day 3 when the thoughts were loudest. When that voice starts bargaining and telling you to quit, remind yourself that the urge to quit is a symptom of the transition, not a truth about your situation. It is chemistry talking, not wisdom. You can acknowledge the thought without following it. So, one reframe is just a simple countdown. Day 4 is closer than it feels. You've already done day 1, day 2, and part of day 3. You're more than halfway through the worst part. Just get to bedtime tonight, and tomorrow is a new day. You don't have to think about the whole cycle. You just just have to think about tonight. And another reframe is about what you can choose. You chose this protocol, and you can unchoose it tomorrow if you want to. You're not trapped. There is no deadline that you have to meet right after now. But while you're here today, you're still in it. You can decide to quit tomorrow if you want to, and that decision will be available then. You don't have to make it right now in a moment when your brain is not working well. So focus on what you can control, like hydration, sleep, gentle movement if you have the energy for it. These things don't change protocol, but they make the transition a little easier. And you're not helpless, even when you feel terrible. There are small things you can do to help yourself. And if nothing else works, just remind yourself that this is only temporary, and day 4 is coming soon. And you made it this far, which means you can make it to day 4. The wall is real, yes. It is temporary, and you're not alone in hitting it. So I hope this video helped you, and that you feel less alone in the struggle. And you can also drop a comment and tell me, what do you do to get through day 3? I read every comment, and